The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, the voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
What is up, Stockton, California, worldwide, the Central Valley? This is Chaz Day of Hella Deadass Entertainment with Rise and Shine 209, your favorite weekday morning show. Tune in Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. PST for entertainment that is right up your alley, featuring unsigned artists and small businesses from across the globe that share the grassroots local determination to grow. Do you see what I've done with those rhymes back there? So when you see me on live, I want you to comment, like, and share.
Woke up this morning, what a blessing. Brushed my teeth and my hair, talked to God for a second. He made me a promise, I'm destined for greatness. It just takes some hard work, long nights and some patience. Well, I can do that, yeah, said I can do that. Shorty moo that, yeah, so shorty moo that. 22 had me a little too sad, but 23 made me into a new man. And now I'm 24, got a couple hundred more albums up my sleeve, and I might just make a couple more. Magic man like Dumbledore, breaking down the double doors. Stand on top of a table, I can show you what this trouble's for. Came a long way from selling paper, came a long way without a label. Been a long day, but I'm grateful, and I'm repping all the angels. Hit the hook like Captain, I'm all good. Said I'm all good, yeah. Sing it out, sing it out, sing it out, sing it out. You all good. Said I'm all good, yeah, I'm all good, yeah. Sing it out, sing it out, sing it out, sing it if you all good. Said I'm all good, yeah, you all good, and we all good. I'ma give you 2 cents. I've been making moves since Max Keeble had a attitude and John Hamm been mad at you. Homies holler hootie hoo. Then my dogs like Scooby-Doo. I sleep in my studio. I swear my life a movie, dude. Friday night we usually do garlic bros with GFB. Goof around like Looney Tunes and celebrate what we achieve. I love my team. I love my team. Love to help my brother scheme. Ain't no better feeling when we realize each other's dreams. Shouts to moms and pops for helping me fix my spaceship. And shouts to the squad rocking young astronaut bracelets. And see where we take this. I know we can make it, and I'm so damn close I can almost taste it. Came a long way from last April, didn't I? Came a long way from running tables, didn't I? Been a long way, but my paper finally stacking all the angels. Hit the hook like Captain, I'm all good. Said I'm all good. Sing it out, sing it out, sing it out, sing it out. You all good. Said I'm all good. Yeah, I'm all good. Sing it out, sing it out, sing it out, sing it out. You all good. Said I'm so good right now, yeah. Said I'm so good right now. Sing it out, no, you can't bring me down, yeah. I've been so good right now, yeah. Said I'm so good right now, yeah. Boy, I'm so good right now, yeah. Now you can't bring me down, yeah. I feel so good right now. I said I'm so said I'm so good, yeah. Well, I'm so good. Said I'm so good, so good.
I want this life forever. I want this life forever. This life forever.
Boys get behind, always running late. No longer speaking these verses. verses unless you got my pay. Respect the grind and the time spent now and late. I'm focused on my longevity and residuals. Too much talking, no action, I need the visuals. The flow is worldwide, pop wherever you reside. I'm working like I was broke, the hunger still reside. Grind for a long time, you know how it goes. I'ma get what's on mine, you know how we do. Every day over time, you know how it goes. You can catch me on the front line, you know how we do. I know they see it, and they all jealous. I know they feel it. We gon' keep making plays,
Yo, Noah Jones is a playmaker. Check my lawn, different whips, you can pick a flavor. Big chains on my neck just to irritate ya. Bad itch, so we take trips to Croatia. Work hard just to better myself. Strike deals with a company to better my wealth. Never speaking on it as I'm moving in stealth. And they know that I'm a star, so my presence is felt. I remember catching buses to work, but now I'm in some new dish, trying to get the buttons to work. Look good, smell good as I button my shirt. I know the haters want me under the dirt, but I ain't playing with ya. Backsplash, marble countertops, light fixtures. That's a foreign language, I'm speaking to broke. Reaching for that Bentayga, not an Escalade. Making moves, making money, making plays.
Grind for a long time, you know how it goes. I'ma get what's on mine, you know how we do. Every day over time, you know how it goes. You can catch me on the front line, you know how we do. I know they see it, and they all jealous. I know they feel it. We gon' keep making plays, keep making plays.
I want this life forever. I want this life forever.
You know, we stay glowy over here. You know what it is.
Glowy, 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 glowy,
Glowy.
glowy, glowy.
Yeah,
Everybody know it.
it's glowy over here.
Glowy, 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 glowy.
Oh, but go on in this track. Go in on this track. Let's get it.
Glowy, 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 glowy. Everybody know me.
Glowy.
Glowy.
Hey, bud. I'm about to go in on this track right now. Let's get it.
Everybody know me.
They know me like emojis, call me Kobe, call you Nobi. Got a new trophy, seconds is low, feel my full energy. Sobe, I'm hot, homie, you cannot hold me. You might be confused with the old me, ask all the OGs. It's Louis bag, stuff full of groceries. I'm smooth and lotion B. Wavy like Ocean B. I shot 2 and y'all following me, so I'm on the line, I'ma go for 3. My bars are certified, I call it the notary. When I walk on the stage, I'm where all the focus be. I'm glowy.
Glowy, 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 glowy. Everybody know me. My mouth, glowy, my neck, glowy, my wrist, glowy, glowy, glowy. Everybody know me. I'm glowy, 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 glowy. Everybody know me. My mouth, glowy, my neck, glowy, my wrist, glowy, glowy, glowy. Everybody know me.
I'm duffel bag and I'm backpack. Y'all sleep, knapsack. Your girl on me, bro. Please handle that. I'm hotter than candle wax. Give her an asthma attack. It's Louis crew over here, and y'all know where the slaps is fat. Have you doing the running man? Have you doing the cabbage patch? I feel like I got a rash, cause I'm having so much scratch. Feel like I'm doing this. Feel like I've been a man, my game hella glowy. Like that necklace you got at Disneyland, I'm glowy.
Glowy, 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 glowy. Everybody know me. My mouth, glowy, neck, glowy, my wrist, glowy, glowy, glowy. Everybody know me. I'm glowy, 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 glowy. Everybody know me.
My mouth, glowy, my neck, glowy, my wrist, glowy, glowy, glowy.
Everybody know me. I'm glowy.
Everybody know me.
Sunday, show up in murk. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them on purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard it. I've been working.
First name Timothy, last name graduated. So many people doubted me, a few congratulated, which means few were proud of me. Many were aggravated that I didn't end up where they did. I simply navigated through the drama till it evaporated. And off my demons till they evacuated. My formula to success is to always make sure my moves are calculated and stand out in the market that's oversaturated. Cats that hated been popping up in my DM. They slept on your boy minus the Tylenol PM. I'm a star boy, unable to descend. Even if they don't see the beauty behind the man, it's like the weekend. Yeah, shit sells and show me love from the jump. They stuck by my side even when I was in a slump. All my baby girl rappers that sound dumb in the trunk. Again, mumped up and shoved in the trunk. Yeah,
trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murk. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them on purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard it. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up a guard over. Why they answer benefits? Tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets. Bet. The way I piece together words is heard by visionaries. Still I compete with hella nerds, earn my temporary 15 minutes in this spotlight with these top flight, off-white, not tight, mob like plights that you all hype. We write for the nights that we all ate cereal. Through strife, mama cried to find us a miracle. But life is a type to grind that you really slow. So if you hear me know through these lyrics, hope isn't really shown. Heroes out of the bottom of the East End. Problem solving, you call them if an author is beast in. If you're not too fond, then you probably part of the reason. The people need you, gon' leave that speech alone while we defend. Relentless with these feelings, I've been hurting, wording these verses, making sure verdicts certain through my city. I'm that person that did that rock a crowd so perfect. The first pick, and I did this on purpose. So trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murk. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them on purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard it. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up a guard over. Why they answer benefits? Tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets.
I've been swimming in women and living without linens, couch surfing and floor crashing and out business. These people love excuses, I've been a devout witness. All this cracked up to me, I'm beginning to doubt this. Is I've been working harder than them and then I've been perking. Anybody talking about intermissions is curtains. Shoe fits, wear it, I'm slipping into these Birkins. Stocking up for the future, but now I give them these verses. Progress is the product, it's never better than lately. The J just stands for Jeremy, you know he's never been lazy. I'ma push him this hope to the day that I'm pushing daisies. If you're thinking I'm a slip, you must be crazy, motherfucker. I've been working ever since the lemonade stand. I was dreaming about the day that I could ever make fans. Now I'm dreaming about the day I play for 7-8 grand. Let them talk they will whenever they can, but you can
trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murk. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them on purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard it. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up a guard over. Why they answer benefits? Tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets. Bet. Trust me, I've been working. Monday to Sunday, show up in murk. Rehearsing these words until I get perfect. Serving them on purpose. Nerves that you worship don't make me nervous. Step on their toes and tell them you heard it. I've been working. Place me on that pedestal that I was up a guard over. Why they answer benefits? Tell them I've been working. When they ask me who's up next, and I pull up, yes, just so I can cool your jets. Bet. Working.
My concho.
All you boys and girls, if you need some help, we are here to help when you're by yourself. All the boys and girls in this crazy world, you are not alone. My home is your home. We are strong and we'll keep fighting no matter how long. The skies bring lightning down. We'll march
place to get away, for me to be comfortable away from the pain. Brought out my name, my loved ones stay close to me like they supposed to be. My partners stay close to me, but I watch them closely. I've been through so many things, time for me to feel free. Yeah, time keeps ticking and it's moving quickly. Swiftly, I'm shifting to that other place. Inside my head, it's not real, but I'm feeling great. I can't wait till it's a reality. Nobody telling me what I can and can't do. I'm waiting for proof. How about you? Yeah, it's true, it's been a long time coming. I knew it'd take a long time, but I'll still shine in due time. Forever I've been wanting to build something that I can call all of mine. Putting in time to make it happen. Whether it's rapping or just selling these beats, I'm out here spitting this heat for all my peeps to feel the speech I release. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, I'm trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, I'm trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. All empty-handed, a heavenly planet is just a dream, a dirty situation leaving you lost, left with nothing, tired of plots and schemes. My only dreams are for rum to leave so I can rest in peace. I ain't got no time to be sad and grieve, I never been a thief. Hustle so hard to get what I need, sometimes it made me bleed. Never felt young since I was a seed, from all the counseling that I was given to family, when actually I was young. What I needed was hugs, someone to show me love. Pray to the Lord above, ask forgiveness for what I've done. I'm not the only one this life over succumbs to the sound of the drum, losing my lungs. I'm trying to get these funds, even though isn't fun. I'm trying to keep my hope, but all of this just feels like a joke. So I proceed to smoke, but that also is making me broke. At times I felt revoked, then I awoke. Time for the battle road, I'm headed for the stars. My destination you'll never know. Head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. Born in 1980, just another bastard baby. Born 3 months too late to ever meet my father, maybe. It would have been better if they never would have made me. No one will ever know, ain't this world a tapping crazy? Maternal mother didn't raise me cause she didn't think she could hack it. Am I wrong to be mad because she didn't take a crack at it? Not to mention the fact that she was just a drug addict. 10 years out of my life and then she tried to walk back in it. Real mother and father got mad because I wasn't having it. But when it all sunk in, man, it was truly so damaging. I kept pondering the fact that I wasn't my parents' child. And all this time I was wondering why I felt like I was the only child. Then I started to notice how I didn't resemble nobody else. But I kept it to myself cause I realized that I wouldn't be happy nowhere else. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed. I'm trying to head for the stars while ripping these bars, while smoking cigars like smoking up cars. I'm hot, trying to leave out of this atmosphere. I just don't understand it, why they leaving me stranded, all empty-handed.
Life don't give you lemons, life just give you seeds. You gotta cultivate and irrigate, don't fear to shake the demons that appear to break your dreams and stay to irritate your needs. All these forms of communication got us disconnected as ever, no longer tuned into the station. All we hear is static when we try to listen better, but of heaven and hell, I've been known to rebel. I'm dapping up Jesus, knowing Satan as well. Life is a trip when you taking some trips, and life ain't a she's a complicated pessimist. Closest thing we got that God's a woman, so I'm feminist. Reminisce or reminisce of past lives, the past time. wanna sip my lemonade. Meditate on the moment. Meditate on the moment. Meditate on the moment. It's been a long time coming. And I ain't got much else to say. I spent a long time running. But now I'm walking steady, ready for whatever. Gave me two choices, so I broke the lever. Ain't never been a fake, but I've always been a factor. Real as the bills I ain't never paid. And I ain't never been afraid to do what I want to do when I wanna do it. All I ever wanted to do was make music, make music, make music. But I just wanna sip my lemonade. And I just wanna sip my lemonade. From Stockton, California, to the whole world. I just wanna sip your lemonade, bruh. We all got problems we going through. Don't let them bring you down, though. Put your lemonades up.
Yeah. My Jesus is my king, my Jesus is my king. You can't intervene. No purple Sprite, no lean, no grams on that bean. The Holy Trinity is my all-star team. I'm pulled up, I'm sliding, I'm rapping, I'm dying, I'm riding for God. I'm riding for my God. I ain't never been no fraud. Salvation, Jesus, this ain't no facade. No hair on music, that beat all night. I'm so ill-magnet, them Christians erratic. That 4-5, that Bible, cleaned up, static. No underline, fabric, no malice, no. Praying I'm high, praising on the low. Man down, man down, man down. Where I'm from, Jesus wear the crown. Put some respect on his name, or I'ma let the 4-5 bang. Man down, man down, man down. Where I'm from, Jesus wear the crown. Put some respect on his name, or I'ma let the 4-5 bang. God said I'm wavy, born in the 80s. The world going crazy. Jesus come and save me, Jesus come and save me. No need for lying, my God's electrifying. Y'all out surviving, he got us thriving. But this skin on my flesh still dying. So many souls out there crying. I'm going higher. In the hood, don't touch me, the kid on fire. I can slide on your block, minus the time clock. You ain't touching nothing, the devil still frontin'. Man down, man down, man down. Where I'm from, Jesus wear the crown. Put some respect on his name, or I'ma let the 4-5 bang. Man down, man down, man down. Where I'm from, Jesus wear the crown. Put some respect on his name, or I'ma let the 4-5 bang. Where I'm from, Jesus wear the crown. Put some respect on his name, I'ma let the 4-5 bang. I'ma let the 4-5 bang. I'ma let the 4-5 bang.
city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. Port city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. At any time, release the beast like I'm a Jinjuriki. I hit the booth and bring the flame, ain't talking torch and tiki. Been calculating every move until I reach a TV. There ain't no price up on my soul, I won't relinquish a thing. As of late, I feel a shift in the air. Don't wanna see you prosper, why they let me in here? I'm never walking with fear. I ain't got no GPS, place your bets, I'll make it to any destination I set. Show respect to the ones that showed you how to get it. If you're not learning from your past, your future's looking distant. I was trying to find myself while you were finding gimmicks. I guess you niggas just don't get it. There's a difference from inspiration and imitation. I think I found a new level, you niggas not adjacent. It's getting harder trying to dodge these vices on the daily. I bow my head and ask the Lord to save me. Lord, don't let these demons take me. While I'm poor city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. Poor city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. Can you blame me? This the way the city raised me. Put my stress inside of wood and blow it up into the heavens. Lately I've been stressing, feeling all of the tension, plotting on the ways to get my family out the prison system. Super predator, huh? Because they know the streets, only the strong survive. You got a beast or you won't eat. You set it up that way to fill the beds and stack your cheese. Don't let the just take your soul, you gotta find your peace. Daddy said sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. Growing up, remaining focused, it'll all pay. Often do time your rhyme will take you so far if you continue to do the things that you are, man. That's all I needed to hear. Third eye 2020, guess I'm seeing it clear. Got 200 on the dash, see no lights in the rear. Hate I hammer skates on tracks, I'm grinding their gears. While I'm poor city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. Poor city dreaming, trying to make it to the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. I give my all for whatever it's worth. I pray the world show me love before they lay me in dirt. Stockton, California, where the youth will die for their turf. The same nigga set you up and wear your face on the shirt. Even as a Lord nigga, I could spot a shady figure. Nokia 3310, I still get the picture. Don't need no navigation for destination, I'll reach it. Keep my faith in God, no hesitation, I'll achieve it. Even at my lowest moments when my demons get to creeping, never sinking. Somehow I'm finding comfort in the deep end. But mixing medications with nights like this would drive a normal nigga sick, but or tell nothing like the usual. Word around the city, is he somebody that you should know? They say he been quiet, that's the wake before the funeral. I don't need no new friends with my niggas that I knew before. Poor city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside. Poor city dreaming, trying to keep the vision, staying on my toes. I can't let them catch me slipping. Tried the normal 9 to 5, but it never satisfied. The hunger to be the dopest, the steady burning inside.
To be complete. So you say I'm beautiful, only when you want to though, only when I want to go. I don't know, I know what I am, I don't need no man. I get it, with or without a ring on my hand. I get it, I'ma do me, regardless you with it. I get it, I'ma do me, regardless you feel it. So are you in, or are you out? This plane is a leaving, so make up your mind or get the hell out.
I get it. I just wish you would get it. I'm here for the reason, this reason I'm living just like the third day when Jesus was risen. He is risen. Listen. So you gotta make a choice now. I'm about to bounce out. You get out the house now. I'ma do me regardless. I'ma do me cause that's what my heart is. You can see I'm heartless. Pardon me, but there's no warranty on my dreams. I'ma make a scene. I go hard. Fire on no gasoline. So let it burn. Let it burn. No, I'm not concerned, sir. Let it burn. Let it burn. I won't miss my turn, sir. Let it burn. Let it burn. Earn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Earn. Are you in or are you out? I need you now, but I'll still bounce. I need you now. Show me what you bout. So are you in? Are you in or out? Are you in or are you out? I need you now, but I'll still bounce. I need you now. Show me what you bout. So are you in? Are you in or out?
Fashion. No, it's for show. Why are you saying it weird? It's fashion, baby. Fashion is my life.
I be that pretty white boy with hair like a greaser. I'ma take you back to school like a teacher. If it ain't slapping, I don't do features. I've been running games so long, now my knees hurt. Everybody need merch, crew neck and a t-shirt. I've been rapping since 4th grade, do your research. Colder than a freezer, hotter than a heater. At the same damn time, you would think that I got a fever. Find me sipping on a Stella, chilling with the fellas. Take a bet on which of us will be the first to play Coachella. I got so many dogs, you would think my name Cruella. Cheesing so much, people call me mozzarella. Where I'm from, we say hella. Bar like Cinderella, spit bars till we start to take flight like a propeller. Flourish since the day I was born. Are you jealous? My pretty rose ain't got no thorn. Bella. Couldn't care less what you think about me. I'm feeling blessed when my crew surrounds me. If you talking next, then you talking about me. I know, I know. I'm from the West, you should know that about me. Cross on my chest and I'll rep it proudly. If you talking next, then you talking about me. I'm so for sure, yeah.
Listen up, I got a smile like I'm always on a ski boat. I love my life, not the Instagram placebo. I don't know Spanish, but I'm singing Despacito.
Slow, slow.
I smell good, it's a Elon Musk. I drive a black Corolla, but you still can't touch. I call my homies up and we hit the club. Sipping on the bubbly bub, just kidding. I'm in bed by 9, next to my girlfriend, I look so fine. Don't think that I'm crazy or lost my mind, My name is Kyle, but I'm a Christian. Like a Mormon, I'm a man on a mission. Love is in my genes, a true religion. My life's a book that you read like fiction. Woo! Couldn't care less what you think about me. I'm feeling blessed when my crew surrounds me. If you talking next, then you talking about me. I know, I know. I'm from the West, you should know that about me. Cross on my chest and I rep it proudly. If you talking next, then you talking about me. I'm so for sure, yeah. I'm living my life like a West Coast hooligan. I'm living my life when my dreams start to give a shit. I tell my mama that, yeah. I'm living my life like a crazy Cali kid, yeah. I'm living my life like a crazy Cali kid.
Couldn't care less what you think about me. I'm feeling blessed when my crew surrounds me. You talking next, then you talking about me. I know, I know. See, I'm from the West, you should know that about me. Cross on my chest and I'll rep it proudly. If you talking next, then you talking about me. I'm so for sure.
I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing.
The Lord is in control, and I know the Lord is in control of my soul, of my soul. The Lord is in control, and I know. Don't ask me how I know. I just. The Lord is in control, and I know. The Lord is in control of my soul, of my soul. The Lord is in control, and I know. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. It's a beautiful day. I'm glad I got somewhere to stay. I'm glad I got food in my tummy. I'm glad that I woke up today. A lot of people didn't make it. So many bad things in the world. Don't let the pressure make you fold, because the Lord is in control. And you know it, and I know it. Why the world gotta be so cold? Why the kids gotta be so bold? They cannot change me, no, feeling like I'm gonna lose control. But I come back stronger, I ain't staying down any longer. New plans, I'm a new man. I pray to God that my soul to keep, from when I wake and when I go to sleep. I pray to God that my soul to keep, and what I sow I will surely reap. Hey. The Lord is in control, and I know the Lord is in control of my soul, of my soul. The Lord is in control, and I know. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. The Lord is in control, and I know. The Lord is in control of my soul, of my soul. The Lord is in control, and I know. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. Society going to shambles, just trying to break free from the shackles. I feel like I'm not even winning. Society glorify sinning. When is enough? Tell me why we go to war. Many lives have been wasted, but we still want more and more. We got a problem, gotta face it. It's one life, no replacement. Life's hard, let's face it, but we can't lose our patience. Stay cool, stay vigilant. It don't matter what the difference. Take a moment and just listen to this. Stay on your path and just handle your biz. I pray to God that my soul to keep, from when I wake and when I go to sleep. I pray to God that my soul to keep, and what I sow I will surely reap. Hey. The Lord is in control, and I know the Lord is in control of my soul, of my soul. The Lord is in control, and I know. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. The Lord is in control, and I know. The Lord is in control of my soul, of my soul. The Lord is in control, and I know. Don't ask me how I know, I just know.
I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing.
What have you done to me? I swear you've made me crazy. Why did you lie to me? What did that achieve? Why do you bring me up just to tear me back down? This has been the last time. Swear you should have been mine. And I'm love sick. And I'm love sick. Found me out by the back door. Too many lines but wanting more. You make me come alive, 'cause with you I'm so high. And the way your arms caressed me, see, that's what made me crazy. Never let me leave your side, but it was all just a lie. And what have you done to me? I swear you've made me crazy. What did you lie to me? What did that achieve? And I'm love sick. And I'm love sick. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? me crazy, I swear I'm crazy. You've made me crazy, yeah. Oh, and I'm love sick, and I'm love sick, and I'm love sick, and I'm love sick.
All right, y'all. That was the beautiful Corinne O.C. I love that song. I didn't know artists like that were in Stockton. Excuse me. I try to drown myself with a sip of water. So bear with me for these first few seconds. As mentioned in the description of my Facebook Live, I am going to be discussing astrology and birth charts today. So if you're one of those people that hates that stuff, I'm sorry. Tune back in tomorrow. I'll be less esoteric. But, you know, it's Halloween, Dia de los Muertos. It gives me the, I don't know, the astrology vibes. Speaking of which, I hope everybody had a safe and wonderful Halloween last night. That night can get kind of crazy, so hopefully everybody made it back home. And, yeah, just enjoyed the day. So, I think initially here, what I'll do is explain to you what a sun sign is. Because your sun sign is that astrology sign that everybody asks you about. You know, like you're born in March, you're a Pisces, you're born in February, you're Aquarius. Obviously, there's some wiggle room there, but you know what I mean. That basic sign is your sun sign. And some people find that it resonates completely with them, and some people find that it doesn't match them at all. And I'm here to tell you why. That is just one little aspect of a whole plethora of planets and what they call houses that make up your overall birth chart. So, excuse me, water. You were supposed to be my friend. All right, so the sun sign, like I said, is one aspect of your chart. Each aspect of your chart controls different parts of your personality. What I'm going to go into now is what that actually means for your sun sign. So, I am getting this information from cafeastrology.com. If you're into astrology at all, you would definitely want to check this site out if you haven't. I found they have some of the most in-depth, in-depth explanations and descriptions of signs and horoscopes. So, without further ado, your sun sign. The sun, the giver of life, represents our conscious mind in astrology. It represents our will to live and our creative life force. Just as the planets revolve around the sun in our solar system, we derive our life purpose from the sun in our natal charts. The sun is our ego. It is also our adult, the part of us that centers our inner child. That reasons things out and makes final decisions. The sun is our basic identity and represents self-realization. When you're asked, who are you? And you've passed your basic statistics and occupation, your answers will be a description of your sun. The sun also represents our overall vitality. The sun directs us and can be considered the boss of our chart. The boss was supposed to have air quotes. All right, so Mr. Paul has sent in his birthday information. To know your full chart, you need the day and time that you were born, and also the city. You can get that from your birth chart. Don't ask your mom, because your mom is usually guesstimating, and it's pretty precise down to the minute that you need. So I do recommend actually looking at your birth certificate for that. So his sun is in Aquarius. So let's find out what that means for Paul. So as I mentioned, the sun is vitality, sense of individuality, and outward shining creative energy. So with the sun in Aquarius, that means one of the standout characteristics of those born under the sun sign of Aquarius is their unwillingness to follow the beaten track. With advancement and progress on their minds, there can be an irreverence to old and outdated ways of thinking and doing things. Many Aquarians aim to free themselves of personal and social conditioning. Although open to change in theory, Aquarians can be surprisingly stubborn. Their idealism runs strong, but they can be very fixed in their opinions. Often a bit aloof and even standoffish, Aquarians nonetheless are usually well liked. They are curious and observant and tolerant in a broad sense. Prejudice and bias is offensive to the typical Aquarius. Aquarians are generally very clever, witty, and intellectual. They value progress and frankness. It's difficult to throw Aquarians for a loop. They're generally on top of things. There is a bit of a reformer in Aquarius. They'll try to get you to see through superficiality and encourage you to be open and forthright. Be true to yourself and don't follow the crowd or mottos we easily associate with this sign. Aquarians need space and value personal freedom. Any attempt to box them in will likely fail. They'll happily return the favor, and they will treat people from all walks of life as equals. Equality and fairness are hallmarks of the sign. If you're quirky and different, all the better. So shout out Paul and all the other Aquarians out there. So, as I mentioned, the sun sign is just one aspect of your chart. I'm going to go now to what is called a rising sign. I personally feel like it's the second most important aspect in a chart, because the rising sign is, when the sun sign is your inner ego and who you were born as. Your rising sign is pretty much the person that you became through the environment that you were placed in. If that makes any sense to you guys. I'm still going to read their definition, but just to give a kind of boiled down essence. Rising sign is, okay, the ascendant, also known as the rising sign, is the sign on the cusp of the first house of the natal chart, which don't make sense to you guys right now. And I'm not going to go that deep into how the thing's set up. There's a show that comes on this station Fridays at 3 p.m. that does go into deeper stuff like that if you're interested. But, so I'll just skip all of that and go to the ascendant. Defines, in part, the first impression we make on others in a personal, rather than professional sense. It represents our physical appearance, our physical bodies, and overall health, and the body ego. The ascendant is often referred to as the mask we wear, although I don't consider it to be as superficial as this might suggest. What it does represent is our natural and personal defense mechanisms that we use to adapt to and cope with our environment. What's up, Skittles? What's your sign? Shout out Skittles, y'all. You need to go check out my boy from the East Coast. Go check out his music on, are you on SoundCloud? Can they find your stuff? He got some dope flows. He's freestyled with Abby and Lobo from coast to coast. It was dope. But yeah, so in comparison to the Aquarius that he has in his sun, let me get down to his rising sign. So while the sun is in Aquarius, the ascendant is in Taurus, December 16th. Sagittarius. You would be a Sagittarius. Do you know what time you were born by any chance? Then I could really get interesting. So, not in conjunction. Well, yeah, I guess in conjunction with the sun being in Aquarius, ascendant is in Taurus. House 1 is the area of self-identity. The ascendant is a symbol of how one acts in life. It is the image of the personality as seen by others and the attitude that one has towards life. So his ascendant is in Taurus. Night. That's not specific enough. I need a time. Sorry guys, I'm also on my Instagram live, so I'm having conversations with both of you at the same time. Bear with me. Multitasking champ over here. If you were at my first performance, you'll know that. So slow and steady and capable are adjectives that we can safely attach to individuals born with a Taurus ascendant. These natives have tremendous stamina and staying power. They're often quite loyal to those they care about. I can vouch for that. Although they generally don't come on strong, they have personal presence, and they fairly radiate stability. The sign on the ascendant generally reveals how people start anything new. Taurus by nature is resistant to change. It can be difficult to sway Taurus rising natives. They're often rather stubborn and fixed in their ways. Their first responses are to feel things out, not in the way a Pisces might attune to their environment, but in the realm of the five senses. They have well-developed sense of smell and touch and respond to the material world. Theirs is a practical approach to life. Security is one of their foremost considerations before undertaking anything new. Taurus rising natives are often quite cautious and careful, with a fixed sign on the ascendant. They are not known for their flexibility. Rather, they possess determined single-mindedness. More than most, Taurus rising prefers the good things in life. Self-indulgence can be a weakness for many with this ascendant. Often collectors in some way, Taurus rising natives place a lot of value on their material possessions. What's up, y'all? I'm reading about birth charts, so if that interests you, drop your astrological sign and I will read that to you. That goes for Facebook and Instagram. Oh, you feel like that sounds like you, Paul? Yeah, I was one of those people who never truly, because my sun sign is a Pisces, and I guess I'll just read what that in and of itself means, and for those of you that know me, you can kind of understand why this never really sat with me. So, as the 12th and last sign of the zodiac, Pisces contains within itself a little experience of all the signs. This gives Pisces sons the ability to identify with people from all walks of life, from all backgrounds in some way. These individuals are not only changeable and adaptable, they have open minds and tremendous understanding. But Pisces itself is often misunderstood. Pisces sons may spend a good portion of their lives yearning for understanding, and the other part is a state of divine discontent. Suffering is sometimes glamorized in the Piscean world. It's like stuff like that. Like, I'm not so some of that is true, but like the suffering and whatnot, and also Pisces is usually pegged as very like flowy, girly, and if you guys know me, I've always been a tomboy to an extent, so I guess maybe that is the Pisces coming through. But just growing up, whenever I would be read those little like short horoscopes or more so definitions of my sign, I just felt like, I was like, oh, astrology is bullcrap because I'm nothing like that. And then when I learned about my whole birth chart and that that's just one aspect and you have to tie it into all these other aspects, I was like, okay, now you're kind of making sense. And this definition of me is very long, so I'll just leave it at here. Let me summarize it. Short description. She's compassionate and sentimental. She likes isolated occupations, administration, archives, history, spirit of self-sacrifice. Oh, that was it. There's a period there. She likes administration, archives, history, spirit of self-sacrifice. That is pretty true, and that's why I've mentioned a couple times, like, I'm an introvert, and doing what I do, that's something I had to learn, how to be social and interact with people. It still like gives me anxiety, but I've learned that anxiety in and of itself isn't going to kill me, and to just basically deal with it, I guess. But on the flip side of that, my rising sign, and as I've mentioned, your rising sign is the impression that people initially get from you. So for those of you who don't know me real well, this will sound more like me. For those in my inner circle, they know the Pisces side, if that makes any kind of sense. So again, house 1 is the area of self-identity. Ascendant is a symbol of how one acts in life. It is an image of the personality as seen by others and the attitude that one has towards life. Now, in almost complete contrast to my Pisces, I have an ascendant in Capricorn. And there's a seriousness to Capricorn rising people that is unmistakable. Have y'all noticed that yet? Have y'all got it? Even when they're joking around, it's of the deadpan variety. In fact, plenty of very humorous people have Capricorn ascendants. It's all in the timing and the fact that they don't giggle before the joke is over. Capricorn ascendant people project competence. They simply ooze it. They're generally very image-conscious people. The clothes they wear and their manner are a big deal to them. They want to appear successful, and they generally succeed. Often the ascendant persona is the one... So this is why I like my definition of ascendant, because in my description they give a further definition of what the ascendant is that I haven't really seen anywhere else, and I've looked up a lot of charts. Often the ascendant persona is the one that was forced upon us by family conditioning. For example, parents may label their Libra ascendant child the nice one, their Aries ascendant child the independent one, and their Pisces ascendant child is generally the space cadet of the family. We adopt these roles as familiar ones and often carry them with us as our defense mechanisms in some way or other for the rest of our lives. In the case of Capricorn ascendants, these were the children who were considered the responsible ones. Sometimes it was they themselves who looked around them and felt the need to be structured, dependable, and responsible members of the family. So often, Capricorn rising people adopt a strong sense of tradition, family, and responsibility at a very young age. And yes, this is very true of me. And anybody who's worked with me in any capacity can vouch for that. And so you can see kind of through mine and Paulus's chart. For those, a lot of you watching know Paul as well, so you can kind of see the difference there. Again, with him, the Taurus rising would be what you would initially perceive on first meeting. And then as you get to know somebody better, that's when the sun sign comes out more. So, going from there, I'm going to go back to the planets. Because traditionally, the planets are kind of more important than the houses. That's why the only house that I'm going into is the ascendant. But like I said, I feel like that's the second most important. So also, let me go into Taurus real quick. Because I have a Mr. Ryan Blodgett tuning in. If you guys haven't checked this cat's music out, you really need to go do that, because he's one of the dopest drummers that I know personally. But in general, even with people I don't know, he's pretty dope. Trying to look up the definition of that. So bear with me, guys. Sun and Taurus. There we go. There is something very solid about Taurus natives, no matter what the rest of their charts say about them. Though they are dependable most of the time, this generally shows itself more in habit than in outright helpfulness. Taurus natives are sensual folk, and this includes sex, but extends to pleasures in all areas. They delight in the sensual pleasures of food, a comfortable blanket, a richly colored aquarium to look at, the smell of flowers or spring rain, pleasing melodies coming from their stereos, and so forth. Some might even say they live through their senses more than most. Can you vouch for that, Ryan? My mom is also a Taurus. So is Lobo. And I know Lobo does this, and I know my mom does this as well. Or is like this, I should say. Shout out Lobo to God. he don't have no music out yet. Well, I'm trying to get it on him on that, but you can usually find him singing at Werlo's, sometimes accompanied by Ryan Blodgett. Or at Blackwater open mic. I think that's where a lot of people have been as well lately. When Taurus natives work, they work hard. They do it with a steadiness that may rarely be considered quick. Rather, it's dependable, plodding, and steady. Rather, it's a dependable, plodding, and steady effort that has its payoffs. Security is immensely important to Taurus. Some of them actively seek wealth while others are content to be comfortable. The Taurus definition of comfortable may not be exactly the same as the rest of the signs, but comfort is definitely a driving force. It's funny that they say that security is very important, because me and my siblings crack up at my mom all the time because she's like super worried about like just being online. And I guess, you know, that's a generational thing, but I feel like her more so than other people in her generation is just super skeptical about online in general. And it's like, Mom, you don't have, even if they stole your identity, like what? There's not much, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So now from there, I'm going to talk about the moon sign. Ryan, do you know your time of birth at all, or anything about your chart? I could look up your chart as well. But so the moon in astrology is the ruler of Cancer. The moon represents our deepest personal needs, our basic habits and reactions, and our unconscious. We can also think of the moon as just as the moon circles the sun in a symbolically protective manner and reflects the sun's light, the moon in our chart shows how we protect ourselves as well as make ourselves feel secure, comfortable, and safe. We can also think of the moon as that which gives us animation. It rules rhythmic ebb and flow of activity and energy. The moon is a mediator between the inner world and the outer world. While the sun is rational, the moon is irrational. Habitual behaviors and prejudices are ruled by the moon. Prejudices may not be acted out as our sun may censor them, but the moon rules our spontaneous reactions and feelings. Oh, what's up, SJ? Shout out to Jazz Marie in the river. That was super fun last night. If you weren't there, y'all missed it. It was heck of fun. I was gonna leave it at that. It was heck of fun. I had my second performance and I didn't have to DJ while I did it. It was so dope. But so let's check on Paul's moon. See how it's doing today. How you doing? Oh, another thing about your chart is, all right, Ryan, thanks for tuning in. He's going to work, y'all. No. So another part of your chart is aspects. And what that is how one planet sign the relationship one planet sign has with another planet or a house. So if you guys are still watching, you must be into astrology. So you know that different signs have different levels of compatibility. Like water signs are usually pretty compatible with each other, but you know, fire and air and water signs kind of clash heads. Earth and water signs get along, and air and fire get along, type of thing. So all of those little interconnectivities matter in your chart as well. In my opinion, that's why I think some people are so like intense, or I'm trying to think of a word that's not offensive, but out there, because they have clashing signs within themselves. But so for example, having your sun sign and your rising sign be in the same sign, that would be pretty ideal, because that means that your home environment allowed you to be the person that you were anyway, which doesn't happen for most people. And again, if you're still tuned in, I'm assuming you're kind of into this stuff. So if you're not, thanks for watching and bear with us, I guess. But I'm not going to go into all the little interconnectivities right now because there's usually a lot. But what do you know? His moon is in Taurus as well. See, and that's going to create, having your moon in conjunction with your rising sign means something. But we won't find out. Well, actually, maybe I'll read that just because it's so blatant. So moon in Taurus, moon represents the emotional responses, unconscious predestination, and the self-image. Familiarity is important to lunar Taurians. These people are earthy and strong-willed. They feel with their senses, and they are pretty much rooted in their ways. They revel in material comforts. In fact, building a solid and comfortable home and foundation helps to keep them feeling safe and content. It isn't wise to push lunar Taurians into doing anything, but once they have made a commitment, they're persevering. They are persevering. There's a steadiness to this position of the moon that is comfortable to those close to them. But the conservative streak in these natives can be maddening to more progressive personalities. They tend to go out of their way to avoid messy or unpredictable situations. Crisis and emotional displays to avoid messy situations, crisis, or emotional displays. Instead, they focus on creating a reliable and secure life around them. In relationships, lunar Taurians may not easily recognize their partner's needs for change, growth, or emotional stimulation. There is more to that definition. Again, if you guys are into astrology, check out cafeastrology.com. It's completely free, and they go really in depth with their things. There is stuff you could pay for to go more in depth, but I've found that it's been adequate thus far. So let's see if they... Yeah, so the fact that his moon and rising sign are the same, the aspect it creates is a conjunction. Conjunction means they're the same. Opposition means they're polar opposites, and then there's like sextile and different ones, but it's a positive aspect. He has a good influence on the family, which loves and helps the person. He likes traveling, movement, change. He likes contact and is open to other people. What do you say, Paul? Is this pretty accurate so far? Is this accurate so far? All right, so going back to Ches. Where is my moon? Okay, my moon definition has a nice little short thing. So my moon is in Sagittarius. More than anything, lunar Sagittarians have a need for personal freedom and space. They're extraordinarily happy and easygoing folk as long as they don't feel caged in or cooped up. Lunar Sagittarians have a simultaneous need for activity meeting new people, going out in the world, and travel are all important to their sense of well-being. They love open spaces and, in their homes, a roomy and bright environment. There's a bit of a teacher in moon in Sagittarius, and definitely a helpful spirit. They easily forget appointments and the like. I just learned how to use my Google Calendar. I just barely started doing that. I'm 30 years old. And some are even considered irresponsible. Never. However, it is hard to stay angry at lunar Sagittarian. They are so cheerful and upbeat, and their optimism is catchy. Many people with this position are outdoorsy types. At the very least, they have a great love for friendly competition. When the going gets tough, these people run away. They don't like to be caught up in routine for too long, and they simply need to escape. There's a blind faith in lunar Sagittarians that is admirable. They simply believe that everything will work out. Not much for making detailed plans. People with moon in Sagittarius prefer to wing it. They're very adaptable and generally on the go. That's pretty accurate. Not making plans is very true. Given what I'm doing now, I have tried to curb myself of that, but if it was up to me, yeah, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants type of thing. And my moon isn't in conjunction with anything, so I'm not going to read it. I'm only going to read stuff that's in conjunction because that's the most interesting. pretty on the nose. Pretty on the nose, Paul says as well. So, again, I encourage everybody, even if you don't think you resonate with your sign, check out your birth chart. And it looks like my video is tripping. That made it worse. Okay, there we go. So yeah, donors. As I mentioned, the station is looking for donors. So we're gonna upgrade equipment. We're a nonprofit. Nobody gets paid. So, you know, be kind. Help your local radio station, and by doing so, your local artists. But going back to the birth charts. Honestly, my thing with this is, even if you don't completely believe in astrology, I wouldn't consider myself a heavy believer. Like, I don't think like, okay, Mercury is in retrograde, so my life is going to be messed up, you know. But I think everything produces energy, and all energy affects energy. So things of that size moving through the solar system, I feel, has impacts. And I just think it's kind of like a heads up. It's not like set in stone type of thing, but just to kind of give you some insight. And for anybody that I've known that's read their chart with even slightly of an open mind, they weren't even necessarily into the zodiac at all, they have to acknowledge that a lot of it does resonate with them. And studies are starting to show now that the time of year you were born actually affects like the amount of gray or white matter in your brain, which they haven't determined means anything. But I'm like, okay, come on now. It might not be measurable scientifically yet, but I feel like that kind of means something. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not an expert on these things, and my views do not reflect the views and opinions of the Voice of Stockton on KXVS, if y'all didn't already know that. So, next planet up is Mercury. And this one I find very fascinating because this essentially is your communications. Mercury, the messenger of the gods, is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. Mercury is the messenger in astrology as it is in mythology. It is the planet of day-to-day expression and communication. Mercury's action is to take things apart and put them back together again. It's an opportunistic planet, decidedly unemotional and curious. I like those things. And emotionality. I'm an MC. I can make up words, right? Is that how it works? And curiousness. Fun fact, when I was little, when we started playing with my dog with those little laser things, my mom would say, curious, curious. So it eventually got to where we could just say, curious, and he would start looking for a laser beam. Story time. So, Mercury, let me just read it all. Modern times, we tend to meet people's Mercury first. Meeting people make a connection for the first time through emails, for example. Mercury rules whether we are flowery in our speech and our written words, concise in our choice of words, or businesslike even in our personal communications. Mercury not only rules communication, it represents coordination. Thought processes, ideas, and sensory information from both conscious and unconscious sources all need to be coordinated and understood. Mercury analyzes, sorts, groups, and makes sense of things. How do we handle nervous energy? How do we express and convey our thoughts? How do we approach others and information in order to learn and exchange ideas? See, I think that's why this one fascinates me so much, because I heavily prefer to communicate through email and whatnot. I think for that reason, because it's so much easier without the Pisces and Capricorn and Sagittarius coming through. Mercury is better, or my Mercury is in Aquarius, and I feel like of of those 4 signs that I've gone over so far, that's the best at communication. So, as always, let's go over Paul's first. Scrolling down. Oh, okay. Mercury in Pisces. That's interesting. So again, Mercury represents communication, Cartesian, and logical spirit. He sponges up the feelings and moods of people in the environment around him. Moody communication, sometimes very talkative, other times withdrawn, tactful, doesn't want to offend anyone, fertile imagination, flexible mind, sometimes gullible, but usually simply open to possibilities. Indirect. It can be very hard to pin him down to any one belief or decision. I feel like that's accurate of you, Paul. What do you think? Feel free to comment on this stuff. And thanks for those of you that are tuned in. This stuff interests me. Sorry if you don't interest y'all. Maybe I'll have to do my own astrology show once a week or something. But, what am I doing? Now I'm reading my Mercury. Yeah, so my Mercury is in Aquarius, which means not necessarily loud or flamboyant, but she often has a quiet way of stirring others up, delights in exposing what she deems biases in others' way of thinking, very quick to contradict others and to offer a different perspective. She enjoys intellectual debates, amazing powers of observation, and a quirky way of looking at the world, humorous and interesting, loves practical jokes and raising eyebrows. This is kind of funny to me because my significant other would not look at it this way. I think he calls it being a contrarian. Contrarian, I think is the word. I'm like, nah, baby, I just like to shake things up. No. But that being said, I tend to only do that with people I'm close to when it comes to more what's the word? Non-personal communication. I'm not like that at all. Okay, so I'm gonna read this aspect real quick, which is another portion of my Mercury, but I feel like it's kind of a little more on the broad sense than that, than my intellectual debates. Lively, alert, penetrating, and indigenous mind. She expresses herself easily, is a born orator. She always looks on the bright side, very adaptable. I'm mercurial in appearance or manner, especially if Mercury is within 10 degrees of my ascendant. I am restless, adaptable, changeable, easily distracted, versatile, and nimble. Easily distracted. Man, when I'm getting something done, by the time I'm done, I have like 10 tabs open and have done 10 things. It's taken me 10 times as long as well, so it's not like I'm like really extra efficient. I just realize like I'll be doing something and something will pop into my head, and then I go start that and just pop something else in my head. Eventually I'll come back to everything and finish it, but man, I am definitely easily distracted. See? Then I just did it right now. You enjoy talking, but might often monopolize the conversation or fail to listen. True. I have to learn how to actively listen and not be making up my counterpoint while other people are talking. Might be too busy about what you will say next to truly listen. Oh, that's what I just said. You have a mischievous and even precocious manner, lively and interesting. You quickly adapt to new situations. In fact, you treat most new endeavors with curiosity and great interest. First reaction to new stimuli is logical and curious rather than emotional. For the most part, yeah. I got Pisces in a couple places in my chart, so I'm a little more emotional than some others with Mercury and Aquarius. All right. Venus. This is one that a lot of people are interested in because it is your love sign. Venus is the goddess of love. In astrology, Venus has dual rulership over Libra and Taurus. As a result, Venus represents two main areas of our life, love and money. I didn't even know that. About the money part. Love and money is actually a simplistic interpretation of Venus. Venus rules our sentiments, what we value, and the pleasure we take in life. Grace, charm, and beauty are all ruled by Venus. Through Venus, we learn about our taste, pleasures, artistic inclinations, and what makes us happy. We look to Venus in the natal chart to see how we approach relationships of the heart, as well as what gives us pleasure. Do we enjoy the give and take of relationships? Venus in Libra. The security our relationships give us? Venus in Cancer. Or the thrill of the conquest? Venus in Aries. Its placement in the houses of the natal chart reveal which areas of life we seek to balance, refine, and derive pleasure from. Do we take particular pleasure in our day-to-day work and routines? Venus in the 6th house. In study and travel? Venus in the 9th house. Or in taking care of our house and home? We'll see. Stay tuned. All right. So let's see how he love. So Venus in Aquarius. Interesting. Because my Venus is also in my sun sign. So I'm going to read yours, mine, and then I'll read what the conjunction means, which will apply to both of us. And for all of you listening out there, if you'd like to DM me your birthday and your birth time, I can send you your natal chart and kind of explain it to you. So Venus in Aquarius, people try to impress you with their open-minded, future-thinking spirit. They want you to see them as unique, rebellious, and a little provocative. They are attractive when they are acting a little aloof. They want you to acknowledge and appreciate that they don't follow the beaten track in matters of the heart. Venus in Aquarius, people are attracted to unusual or unconventional relationships. They don't want to follow all the rules, although they may make quite a few of their own. They can appear quite standoffish at times and are threatened by restrictions of any kind. Emotional types may be put off by their dedicated manner in love. Venus in Aquarius wants you to love them for their intellect and to admire their visions. They value lovers who are also good friends, and they avoid emotional displays or confrontations like the plague. Venus in Aquarius will delight in shocking you with their unusual ways and their forward-looking thinking. Pleasing Venus in Aquarians involves letting them know just how interesting they are. Put up their occasional need to act superior on an intellectual level. They are very proud of their unique ideas and visions. Dream along with them and don't fence them in. They need space and will happily return the favor, giving you lots of room to breathe and to be yourself. You heard? Oh, y'all back? Real quick, since I've got some folks tuned in, let me go over Sagittarius. The definition of a Sagittarius. About Sagittarius, the Archer. It's not giving me a whole. Okay, this is a short. Restless, cheerful, and friendly. Sun and Sagittarius people are generally on the go. They have a lot of freedom and a disdain for routine. Generally quite easygoing, Sagittarians make friends with people from all walks of life. They love to laugh and tease and get along well with both sexes. Sagittarians have an open, blind faith in people and in the world. Their optimism is infectious, although it can get them in trouble from time to time. These are curious people who love to learn. Their idealistic nature is hard to miss. Although generally easygoing, Sagittarius is a fire sign. This gives natives a generally quick temper. Fortunately, they're usually as quick to forget what got them angry in the first place. The need for escape is generally strong, and some solar Sagittarians come across as a little irresponsible. They're generally easy to forgive, however. After all, their direct, honest approach in life is admirable. Shout out to Minnie Scatels. Well, do you feel like that's accurate, Sagittarius? So one thing I know about Sagittarius is typically perceived as the best sign for performers, and a lot of famous people tend to have Sagittarius suns. So a few of those are Christina Aguilera, Tyra Banks, Beethoven, Billy Bragg, Benjamin Brott, Harry Chapin, Dick Clark, Emily Dixon, Walt Disney, Kirk Douglas, Brendan Fraser, Katie Holmes, Sinead O'Connor, Ozzy Osbourne, Brad Pitt, Britney Spears, Steven Spielberg, Ben Stiller, Marissa Tomei, and Mark Twain, to name a few. All right. So there goes me getting distracted again. So now to go to my Venus side. Give me a second, guys. I swear, I thought stopping smoking cigarettes was supposed to make my throat feel better, but I guess maybe it's gotta get there. I don't know. The nerve endings are probably coming back to life, is what it is. So my Venus is in Pisces. Venus represents an interest for emotions and values, exchange and sharing with others. Venus and Pisces people project themselves as dreamy, soft-hearted partners. Everything about the way they flirt promises a lovely time. Theirs is an elusive charm. They are sweet, playful, a little moody, and perhaps a little irregular. They appreciate romance and poetry, and they prefer to feel out, quote, unquote, feel out both you and the relationship you share, so don't expect too much planning ahead. Their sensitivity can be a little misleading at times. Yeah, I'd say so. Yes, they are sensitive folk, but lovers may find it maddening that this sensitivity is not only directed at them, but towards all of mankind. Man, I just got into an issue regarding that. I forgot my chart even said this. Venus and Pisces men and women want you to know that their love is unconditional. They are unimpressed by your status and love and accept you for all that you are inside. They love the underdog and are attracted to wayward folks or those in need of a little help. Not romantically. That's going back to what they said, how I just want to help mankind. I am not attracted to needy people romantically. Let me just put that out there before y'all works in progress start showing up. Even if I was single. So, yeah. With their romantic view of the world, they can be unreasonably attracted to states of suffering and martyrdom, so they easily get into the role of saving someone or being saved. Unlike Venus in Libra, which thrives on equality, Venus in Pisces is actually turned on by inequality. They can be rather confusing and hard to pin down as they feel their way through their relationships. As much as they may want to, they find it hard to commit. Many do end up committing, however, at least on the surface. Pleasing Venus in Pisces involves enjoying tender moments and romantic times with them. You won't always be able to count on them. In fact, you can be sure they will stretch the truth every once in a while. But remember, they do this because they fear they might hurt you and they can't bear to cause you any heartache. Try to understand them, although that's never an easy task considering the fact they don't always know themselves. And truth is, some Venus and Pisces privately have a love affair going with the idea of being misunderstood. Try to put up with their apparent lack of direction in the relationship. They are so receptive and open to all possibilities that it's hard for them to commit to any one thing, idea, or even person. These intriguing partners will reward you with love that is accepting and comes as close to unconditional as humans can get. I'd say some of that is me and my I know Cafe Astrology does have some great writers, but a lot of that was me in my younger days. It was hard to want to commit. And it makes sense. Then I got a little older and my Capricorn and traditional sense of family came out more, I guess. So, as I said, I'm going to read, where is it? Oh, wait, that was up here. Okay, so this following aspect applies to both Paul and I because our sun sign is the same as our Venus sign. We have different sun and Venus signs. He's in Aquarius. His sun and Venus are in Aquarius. My sun and Venus are in Pisces. But those aspects still hold true, if that makes sense to y'all. So, due to that, social relationships are extremely important to you. You are generally charming with an easygoing manner. It is generally quite important to you that you are personally popular, to come across in a pleasant way, and to be liked and appreciated. Sometimes vanity is part of the package. Venus is a peacemaking, harmony-loving planet, and those with Sun conjunct Venus do their best to seek peace and harmony. You are diplomatic and a veritable expert at smoothing over and sometimes glossing over problems. You are open-handed with others and tolerant and accepting. When expressed negatively, you can be superficial and two-faced, and you can be very much tied up with appearances, your own and sometimes others. You might be too agreeable, too pleasant, at the expense of honesty, and downright lazy at times. You have a fine eye for style and enjoy pleasing surroundings. You generally dress well and enjoy a certain amount of luxury. You are gracious, romantic, and sometimes romantically impulsive. You tend to rely on the power of attraction to bring people to you rather than aggressively pursuing love interests. There is some vanity involved here. You are most attracted to people who express interest in you or who respond well to your charms. You are not the type of person who overtly pursues people who appear to be indifferent to you. You are not competitive in the aggressive sense of the word, and you are not someone who loves a good chase. Instead, you work your charms and draw people to you. Your ability to attract others, Venus, is very much tied up with your ego, the Sun. Because Venus rules all things feminine, both sexes with this aspect tend to be quite attractive. Oh, what's up, Timothy? Going over birth charts. What's your sign? Since we're working together. And I'll tell you later. I'm not going to say that on the air. But, so, yeah, that's fairly accurate for me. Again, that's not limited to romantic relationships, because I don't chase people in business. I don't chase people as friends. I don't chase people regardless. I actually was just having a conversation with somebody about this, and maybe that is tied up to my ego. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, at least I may start a million things at once. Oh, a Scorpio, huh? Well, I'm a Pisces, so we're not complete opposites. Not complete opposites. So let's see what your Scorpio's got going on. Okay, this ain't what I want. Bear with me, guys. I realize for those of you that can't see me, it gets awkward when it gets quiet. Scorpio, am I spelling that right? Astrology.com telling me I'm spelling Scorpio wrong. All right, so while that is loading, I will be also loading Mars, going into what Mars represents. All right, Scorpio. What the heck? It's like, nah, bruh. We don't mess with Scorpios here. Hold on. For once in my life, Cafe Astrology is letting me down. And yours, we all weird. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's weird, honestly. Honestly, everybody's weird in their own way. It's just how well you can kind of hide it to, you know, function with what society has deemed as normal. But anyways, Scorpio is the eighth sign of the zodiac, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. Nor should Scorpios. I thought that wasn't the end of the sentence. Nor should Scorpios, is how that is written. And this is now Astrology.com. So shout out them. Those born under the sign are dead serious in their mission to learn about others. There's no fluff or chatter for Scorpios either. These folks will zero in on the essential questions, gleaning the secrets that lie within. The Scorpio zodiac sign concerns itself with beginnings and endings and is unafraid of either. They also travel in a world that is black and white and has little use for gray. The curiosity of Scorpios is immeasurable, which may be why they are such adept investigators. The folks with Scorpio horoscope sign love to probe and know how to get to the bottom of things. The fact that they have a keen sense of intuition certainly helps. Just in the way that you were asking me about beats, I think fits this. Did you know that Scorpio sign dates can change? Oh, that's an advertisement. All right. So yeah, you think that's accurate, Tim? Okay, so back to the birth chart. We're moving on to the planet of Mars. Mars, the god of war, is the ruler of Aries in astrology. Mars is the planet of energy, action, and desire. It is the survival instinct and can be thought of as the leftover animal nature of man. Mars rules our animal instincts for aggression, anger, and survival. Our sexual desires come under the rule of Mars. Whereas Venus rules romantic attraction, Mars is most associated with basic body attraction. This is the planet of action rather than reaction. With Mars, there is no contemplation before action. The drive associated with Mars differs from that of the Sun in that it is self-assertion rather than assertion of the will. It is raw energy rather than creative energy. So kind of like if the Sun is ego, then Mars is kind of like your id. I don't know why they didn't just make that connection, but Mars is the push that gets us out of bed in the morning, our drive and desire nature, and our active energy. When we are acting out our Mars, we are assertive, directed, forthright, and adventurous. On the negative side, we can be impulsive, rash, impatient, aggressive, and forceful. In the chart, the position of Mars by sign shows our basic sexual nature and how we express our anger, our temper, what makes us angry, and our first instinct to act. Our competitive nature is revealed in the nature of Mars sign. By house, the position of Mars shows the areas of life where we apply our drive and express our enthusiasm. Planets that Mars contacts are colored with action and self-assertion. These planets can represent the kinds of experiences we seek. Yar. And you know what? Let me real quick. Would you mind telling me, Tim, what year you were born? Right quick. Right quick. I feel like I knew this. Thought you were 2 years older than me, but I may be wrong on that. Sorry, I'm trying to look up yet a third birth chart so I can get to know my friend a little better. But now I don't want to. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Do it like this. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I need to get more sleep, y'all. I think. I'm going to assume you're 2 years older than me because I know Instagram be taking forever to show me a comment after somebody posts it. So let's do that. And if I'm wrong, then I'll find out by the time I'm done with this. There's a lot of Stocktons. Georgia's got a Stockton. Iowa's got a Stockton. We should reach out to them for sister cities. Oh, I'm going to have to re-live y'all, or on Instagram. I'll be right back. Not y'all on thing. Okay. All set. Swell. Okay, so Mr. Paul, what is your Mars sign looking like? Venus, your Mars is in Pisces. I don't think I've read that yet. Mild-tempered and gentle. These guys and gals move through life in a matter that can hardly be considered direct. Mars is the planet of action and assertion, and Pisces is a passive sign that rarely asserts itself in a direct fashion. So the placement of Mars in Pisces is an unusual combination. Sometimes prone to feelings of guilt about their anger and difficulties with asserting themselves, Mars and Pisces individuals seem to go with the flow. This is certainly not a very active position for Mars, and natives will often let life happen instead of trying to control their life direction. This is a charming position, as individuals with Mars and Pisces don't appear like they are capable of harming a fly. However, those that don't find creative expression for this energy can stir up a storm through indirect aggression. So in other words, if y'all don't figure it out, you're going to be super passive aggressive. Paul. No, I haven't perceived you as passive aggressive really. But it's a possibility, so. Mars and Pisces people are not averse to playing games to get what they want, although even they don't always know exactly what they do want. Their desires are changeable and moody, and it's hard to really know where these natives stand on any particular issue. Alternatively is how you say that word. Some Mars and Pisces people do take a stand on issues that are Piscean in nature, making compassion and love their mission. Energy levels fluctuate a lot, coming in bursts of activity followed by inertia, because it can be difficult to align this ebbing and flowing of energy in the day-to-day world as it is. Finding a job that supports this may be tough. The happiest Mars and Pisces individuals are those that have a creative outlet that allow them to express their desires of the moment, their compassion, and even their anger freely and imaginatively. An example of Mars and Pisces is Bono. Bono, right? That's how you say his name? The lead singer of U2, who seems to have found the perfect outlet of his creativity through his music and as a spokesperson for love and compassion. What's going down outside? I don't know what's going on out there. But, all right. I don't have any show after me, so I'm going to go ahead and continue a little past 10. Thanks for tuning in again with Rise and Shine 209 with the voice of Stockton on KXVS with your girl Ches Day. What's up, Sam? Shout out to New Harvest Church, I believe. If you need some prayer, they're always there. If you need some prayer, they're always there. Okay. So, my Mars is in Taurus. And for those of you working with me, this will make some things make sense. No. Slow and steady wins the race could easily be a motto of Taurus, or of Mars and Taurus. These goal-oriented people are not known for their speed, but their staying power is tremendous. Generally calm and easygoing people, Mars and Taurus natives can have powerful tempers when they're overly provoked. They generally don't fly off the handle as quickly as others, however, unless Aries is prominent in their chart. Mars and Taurus people value strength and stability. They are driven by security and an especial fondness for personal possessions. Most are not afraid to work for what they want, and there is an overall patience to this position of Mars. It takes a few years to achieve their goals, so be it. If it takes a few years to achieve their goals, so be it. People born under a Mars and Taurus are often rather sensual people. Some are slow to arousal, but theirs is an earthy and powerful sensuality. Most have well-defined long-term goals and the determination to achieve them. They usually are not the type of people to take on too many projects at once. If they don't think they can do it, they won't. Oh, that's so true. Which kind of hinders me sometimes, because you don't know until you try, right? Technically, that's the old adage. But it's like, well, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to, so let me not waste the energy on that. Let me put the energy towards something that's for sure. So I'm sure certain opportunities have passed me by for that reason. It is almost impossible to get these people moving once they've made up their minds on a matter. You want them to go shopping with you? Unfortunately for you, about half an hour back, they've kicked up their heels, changed into something comfortable, and they simply won't budge. A lot of my friends can vouch for this. If I'm in, there's no, I'm sorry, I'm chilling now. There ain't no turning back. Immovable is the only way to describe Mars and Taurus people who have made up their minds. Adaptability is not their strong point. In a similar vein, attempting to rush Mars and people is a lesson in frustration. They won't alter their pace for most anything. If you can get past these quirks, quote unquote, however, you'll find that Mars and Taurus natives are often quite reliable and strong personalities. It may just be worth the wait. Hey, what's up? Ella Baker. Ella Baker in the building, y'all. Shout out again to the river last night. That was a heck of fun. I think that was the funnest I've had in a while. Probably because I wasn't involved with organizing the event. Because I know how stressful that is. But on our end, that was fun. So thank y'all for that. But yeah, so those are the most important signs or planets, I'd say. Look at Ches, the hit jingle maker. Oh, I got some. Why would I hit up Darius when he's got a show on Friday? I know Darius. We work at the same station. Yo. I mentioned him earlier that if you want to go into all the houses and all that, you can tune into his show Fridays at 3 p.m. Although he's not been in a couple weeks, so, you know. Meanwhile, I pulled all my dreads out, but enjoy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been on that end of it many a time. Like Saturday, my first performance. Everybody who was there enjoyed it, but I was, whew. I don't have dreads, but if I did, they'd be pulled out. So anyways, I will go into the lesser planets a little bit, just because why not? I got time. Y'all chilling. People rolling through, commenting and stuff. So I'm just going to keep going because I like astrology. How's my camera looking on XSplit? You still going? Cool. Cool. Everything's working today for the most part. For the most part. All right, so let's check out Jupiter. See what that guy's doing. Jupiter, the king of the gods, is the ruler of Sagittarius. In astrology, Jupiter is the planet of plenty. It is tolerant and expansive. The first of the social planets, Jupiter seeks insight through knowledge. Some of this planet's keywords include morality, gratitude, hope, honor, and the law. Jupiter is a planet of broader purpose, reach, and possibility. Jupiter has generally been associated with good luck and bounty. Optimism and growth, including mental and spiritual growth, come under its rule. On the upside, Jupiter is associated with a sense of humor, goodwill, and mercy. The more negative manifestations of Jupiter include blind optimism, excess, and overindulgence. Irresponsibility that results from blind optimism, not ill will, can be displayed. In the chart, the position of Jupiter by sign reveals how we express our generosity and tolerance. It shows how we go about trusting others and improving our lives. Where do we look for wisdom and understanding? Look to Jupiter's position by house and to planets it contacts for answers. You dig? So let's see. So, Paul. Jupiter represents expansion and grace, and everything else I just mentioned. Jupiter in Libra. He attracts the most good fortune when he is fair-minded, treats others with equality, is bending without being a doormat, is gracious, and uses his talents at promoting and mediating. Values people and relationships, and might succeed best in partnership. Relating as equals is important to you. The arts, architecture, law, math, mediating, and politics are possible avenues for success. Use of charm and grace to reach goals. So hopefully you own that. Hopefully you own that, bruh. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, so my Jupiter is in Taurus. She attracts the most good fortune when she is charitable, generous, but discriminating and patient. With watch for overindulgence, delights in sensual pleasures, and wants the good life. That's true. That's true. I spend a lot of money on good food. Going back to my Mars being in Taurus also, and liking the finer things. But I'm not, and it's kind of at a disadvantage because at least people who are into like the clothes and stuff, like that kind of lasts you a while. But I'll spend a couple $100s on a meal and then that's just gone after I eat it. Like it don't make too much sense, but I really love food. It's my thing. Hip hop and food is my thing, you know? Keep telling y'all. You don't believe me. Moving on. Come to Saturn. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. In Greek mythology, Cronus, I guess technically, was one of the Titans and the father of Zeus. Cronus ate his children to prevent himself from being dethroned as the king of the gods. That is, until his wife Rhea tricked him into swallowing a stone when Zeus was born. In astrology, Saturn is associated with restriction and limitation. Where Jupiter expands, Saturn constricts. Although the themes of Saturn seem depressing, Saturn brings structure and meaning to our world. Saturn knows the limits of time and matter. Saturn reminds us of our boundaries and responsibilities and our commitments. It brings definition to our lives. Saturn makes us aware of the need for control and boundaries and our limits. Saturn is often associated with our fathers or father authority figures. In childhood, the discipline, rules, and regulations imposed on us by our authority figures from parents, teachers, and the like were not always pleasant, but they actually helped us to understand the world around us. Similarly, Saturn's lessons actually help us grow. In the chart, the position of Saturn by sign and house reveals our own limitations, fears, and the sense of responsibility. Saturn brings definition and often limitation to the planet's aspects. So, one thing I know about these next, including Saturn, and I believe Jupiter as well, these are what's called generational planets. So they don't change as quickly. Like, you know, the sun changes every month. Your moon sign, I don't know exactly how quickly that changes. But with Saturn, people within a whole like 10-year span will have the same Saturn. So it's not as unique to individuals as it is unique to generations. And you know how like people back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, they all had a unique like sense of drive and importance, I guess. And you know, that's why we call it like, oh, millennials are like this, the Generation X is like this, the baby boomers are like this. That's where these generational planets come in. So his Saturn is in Libra. You got a lot of Libra in your chart, dog. You got a lot of air in your chart in general. A lot of air and air. Recognized for his seriousness, moral qualities, is respectable and conscientious. That's all it says. My Saturn is in Capricorn, which, as it said, is ruled by Capricorn, which is why you say, why so serious? That's why I'm so serious, because my rising sign is in Capricorn, and then the ruler of Capricorn is in Capricorn, which is the serious sign, but also the get stuff done sign. So it goes hand in hand. Saturn in Capricorn, she is scrupulous, honest, correct, worthy, and respectable. Correct. I love how they if that's not an ego boost. Even they say I'm right, y'all. Man, no. That's hilarious. So Uranus, god of the sky and the heavens, is the ruler of Aquarius. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, guys. Get it? In astrology, the energies of Uranus are electric and crammed with change. Uranus is forward-looking. It balks at tradition and celebrates originality and individuality. Uranus is associated with technology, innovation, discovery, and all that is progressive. On the upside, Uranus is associated with enlightenment, progressiveness, objectivity, novelty, and ingenuity. Negative expression of Uranus is rebelliousness without a cause and irresponsibility. When Uranus is not developed, it reacts. But when natives are truly in tune with its energies, Uranus is highly intuitive. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It represents the spark of intuition that spurs invention. We can see Uranus as the intuition that sparks further studies or investigation. In the chart, the position of Uranus by sign will be shared with other people in the same generation due to the comparatively slow movement of Uranus in the heavens. By house, the position of Uranus shows where individuals look to stir things up, put a new spin on situations, and go against established thought or order. Uranus aspecting other planets in the chart color those energies with some willfulness, quirkiness, and originality. Where we find Uranus in the chart is where we see some refusal to blend in with others and situations and some erratic life patterns. Dang, that's intense. This is my ASMR voice. Have you guys ever heard of ASMR? You should listen to it with your headphones on. It's kind of a trip. But anyways, so Mr. Paul, your Uranus is in Scorpio, which means you're intelligent and subtle, adores research, inquiry, investigation, very sensual. Ladies, Paul's very sensual. You better get on it. I'm going to make another remark, but I'm on the radio, so I won't. Okay. Uranus in Capricorn. I'm a great battler. Great battler. She has so much power that one thinks nothing can defeat her. Her mission in society and the world means everything to her. Nah, bruh. No, I'm just kidding. If that's how people think, dope. Dope. My mission in society and the world does mean everything to me, though. And I've only recently kind of started figuring out what that was, so. I'm over here being, I got a song that says pretty much that, so I'm trying to be humble. But I guess if I acknowledge how I think, I guess I do kind of think that of myself. But I don't like to think that I think that, because that sounds very conceited. People don't like conceited people. But it is what it is. So Neptune. Neptune, god of the sea, is the ruler of Pisces. In astrology, Neptune is considered a planet of inspiration, dreams, psychic receptivity, illusion, and confusion. Neptune rules spirituality and all things subtle. A youthful and sometimes naive spirit characterizes those with a strong placement of Neptune in their natal charts. On the upside, Neptune is associated with intuition and spiritual enlightenment. As well, it is a planet of mercy and compassion. The more negative manifestations of Neptune include deception, trickery, deceit, guilt, and addiction. Okay, I'm done. In the chart, the position of Neptune by sign will be shared with other people in the same generation. Due to Neptune's slow movement in the heavens, by house, Neptune's position shows where intuition, dreams, and psychic sensitivity come into play. Natives may be able to rise above the demands of the ego in the areas of Neptune's influence. Planets that Neptune contract are often colored by fantasy and dreaminess, and a vulnerable nature that may be susceptible to disillusionment. Here we find hope that is sometimes unrealistic, a poetic and intuitive outlook, and compassion. Dun, dun, dun. These definitions keep getting shorter and shorter. The actual sign definitions on the chart. It's like I read all of that about what the planet means, and then Paul, yours is in Sagittarius. It just says, likes long voyages, things foreign, water. So hopefully you can put those two together and it will make sense. My Neptune is in Capricorn. It just says she's discerning, wise, and sensible. And then, what was that from? Dude, Where's My Car? I feel like that was from Dude, Where's My Car, but I'm not sure. If anybody knows, leave a comment. Pluto, last but not least, my boy Pluto. They tried to make him not a planet, though. A$AP Rock made a song about it. Bring back Pluto. I feel like they did bring him back, but I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Pluto, god of the underworld, is the ruler of Scorpio. In astrology, the energies of Pluto are transforming. Pluto represents subconscious forces, ruling all that is below the surface. On the upside, Pluto is associated with renewal and rebirth. It represents endings and new beginnings, as well as spiritual growth and rebirth. I think they said that already. Negative expression of Pluto is an obsessive desire for power and control and general destructiveness. In the chart, the position of Pluto by sign will be shared with other people in the same generation due to the comparatively slow movement of Pluto, the outermost planet in the heavens. By house, the position of Pluto shows where individuals search for truths and deeper meanings. This area of life may be associated with change, upheaval, power struggles, and issues of control. Pluto in aspects to other planets in the chart colors. Pluto in aspect to other planets in the chart colors those energies with obsessive qualities. Commas are important, people. Power struggles, the need to find deeper meanings, and willingness to explore and examine. Where we find Pluto in the chart is where we either seek change and transformation, or have it thrust upon us as if we refuse to accept our deepest needs. If we fear Pluto's energies, our dark side, destructiveness, both directed at ourselves and others, is a byproduct. Pluto and Libra. We're not even in the same generation, Paul. Dang. Pluto and Libra looks for new ways to relate to others. That's it. Look for new ways to relate to others. I was going to keep reading, but that was something else. That's all you get. Oh, man. Pluto and Scorpio just says, which is great sexual activity. See, that's that generational thing. Let everybody want to walk around with no clothes on and stuff. I used to do it too. You know, more power to y'all if that's what you want to do. But just realize that's a characteristic specific to our generation. And not everybody has to or is going to agree with or respect you for it. That's all I'm going to say on that. But, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for the astrology on my end for today. To quote Kid Rock, they say I'm cocky and I say what? It ain't bragging if you doing and you back it up. I really just read a Kid Rock quote, y'all. I don't know if I want to use him. No. Tama was actually just talking to Cam and Renee and I about this in our October Fresh debriefing, how conceited and self-confident is different, and it's hard for people to learn to have one without thinking that it's the other, and that's true of me as well. But I also feel like if I were to just completely embrace it, that's kind of where you get to that overly egotistical persona. Or maybe I just feel I have the inclination to get there, so I have to be extra, like, careful about it. I don't know. But if y'all ever wanted to know what's really going on in Chez's head, my birth chart is pretty accurate. So yeah, now you know Chez. Anybody that tuned in, you can say you know the inner workings now that I did this live, maybe I'll be more comfortable writing about my own personal emotions and stuff. We'll see. Maybe this was therapy for me. But I don't know. I've always been into astrology. I'm continuing to be in astrology. Probably going to do a numerology explanation one of these times, just because why not? Why not? Rise and Shine 209. We're eclectic here. And I have some dope guests for y'all coming up pretty soon. Oh, I'm also going to be making a flyer. Actually, I got to do that when I'm done. Explaining the pros and cons for the propositions, because it is not as cut and dry as they make it seem. The people who write propositions, it's their job to make it sound good. And I'm not saying they're all bad at all. I'm just saying understand that it's always going to sound good. You have to look into the fine print to see what you're really weighing that good against, because something might be real good, but then the price you're paying for it, you don't feel like it's worth it. So I'm going to be making a simple flyer just denoting that. Not telling you which way to vote, just giving you all the information so that you can vote informed. You can be informed when you vote. I'm sure there's a better way to say that, but yeah. Chairs on numerology. Yes, I enjoy numerology as well. Heck, maybe I'll just pop up on Darius' show tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But again, thank you everybody for tuning in to Rise and Shine 209 with the Euro Chess Day. Again, I hope you guys had a wonderful, safe Halloween last night. Happy Dia de los Muertos to all of those out there that are celebrating and all of your loved ones that you're celebrating. There is a scholarship breakfast going on right now until 1:30 p.m. at San Joaquin Delta College Danner Hall. There's a 15 cent, that would be great, right? A $15 donation for the LREA Scholarship Fund. Comes with a complimentary ticket for breakfast that includes pozole, tamal, pan dulce, hot chocolate, or coffee. Breakfast can be enjoyed in a festive environment. They will have decorated artwork and local artists for a silent auction. Takeout and delivery options will be available. So again, go to Danner Hall, or don't go to, but shout out to Danner Hall. They are having a Dia de los Muertos scholarship breakfast for LREA that is started at 7:30, is going on to 1:30 p.m. So if you're so inclined, and LREA is the La Raza Employees Association of San Joaquin Delta College. So if you would like to go support them, do it, and support Delta College. A lot of us here at the station are affiliated with Delta College. They've seen a lot of Stocktonians. True. So, but yeah, again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll probably be doing more astrology and esoteric stuff every couple weeks. So if it's not your thing, it'll only be once every 14 days or so. If it is, cool. Tune in with me. But I'm gonna play some music for y'all, and then go make that flyer so y'all can know what you're voting for. But have a wonderful Thursday. This thing is gonna play. It's like, no, bro, I'm just not gonna play. It's Corinne O.C. The Sun Goes Down.
Here we are, broken stars. We get tired of these fast cars. Each day repeats in city streets, working hard for the elite. I wanna ride, feel alive. My heart needs to be outside. I want more, open the door. Tell me what you're waiting for. 'Cause every time the sun goes down, sun goes down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every time the sun goes down. Work so hard, but for what cause? This routine, it seems, is flawed. I'm no Jane, more to my brain. I run away from the mundane. I want